Renault. For me, Renault is often slept upon when we think of cars that are far more than capable. Their cars may not be the most glamorous to look at, but when it comes to hot hatchbacks, I don't think there's a company out there that does it better. The Clio V6, 182 Cup and the Megane RS, but for me there's one that gets a little lost in that pile, and that's this, the R26.R, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It even starts getting in the thing. You have to kind of, put this Sabelt 6-point racing harness on. Oh yeah, this thing is serious. Oh, just cut to me driving. Well, as you can see, it's not the most comfortable of things, and it's got no air conditioning either, so I probably should have reviewed this in the winter. But if someone asked me to show them a car purely built for enthusiasts, I'll show them a picture of this. As you can see, this is no normal R26. This is the R26R. So what does that mean? Well, car-wise, pretty much nothing. Same differential, engine, chassis. But where the R comes in is its weight. 123 kilos lighter than the R26. Bringing the total to 1,220 kilos. So how have they done that? Well, all you got to do is look behind me. There's no rear seats, and they don't really care much about the passenger anyway, because the passenger doesn't get an airbag. So be cautious if you're planning on being a passenger. And yeah, it's quite loud in here. So if you're planning on going long distances or you're going to rag the arse out of it, take a set of earplugs, because they stripped out all the soundproofing. And it doesn't stop there. Oh no, Renault have gone to town and back. You see, the rear windows and the rear tailgate, they're polycarbonate. And that bonnet in front there, carbon fibre. This thing is seriously set up. And as you can see, we've got some nice bucket seats, which I'm sat very snug in. It's very tight. Behind me is a huge roll cage. Oh, it's this thing is a track weapon. It's a weapon made for the B roads of Wales, in which we are today. Right, the numbers. It's a 2-litre inline-4 engine producing 230 horsepower and 310 newton meters of torque, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, and a top speed of 147 miles per hour. Granted, those figures aren't going to blow your socks off, but this car isn't about power. It's about the perfect recipe, and the more I drive it, the more I want one, because the harder you drive this thing, the more alive it gets. God, I want one. These cars are rare breeds, and we must be thankful to Renault for giving them to us. Because, for me, Renault builds the best hot hatches in the world. Big statement, I know. And there's something in its favour to help me back that statement, and it's rarity. Only 450 were ever produced worldwide, and 230 of them came to the UK, so we had a bigger proportion of what was ever made. Thank you, France. According to the website How Many Left, the total amount of licensed R26Rs on the road today is 36. And Sawn? 40. I know what you 40 owners are doing. See, these things were 26 grand when new. Quite expensive probably back in the day. But I had a look this morning before we came out. I said, right, how many R26Rs are there for sale? Not on Auto Trader, one on eBay. And that one on eBay was for sale for £46,000. They've doubled in price. But yet for me, they're just never talked about as much as they should be. At the time when the R26R was launched, it held the Nürburgring record for the fastest front-wheel drive car to ever lap it, 8 minutes 17. That's still fast nowadays. The R26R was the kickstart of the Special Meganes. The 275 Cup came after this, and then the Trophy R. But as the saying goes, you can't beat the original. But when you boil it down, I can't think of any hot hatch that has this pedigree. I mean, yeah, there's probably a few, but they just have this aura around it. And I just think, big statement again, but this might be the best hot hatch the world's ever seen. I must say, this thing absolutely eats corners for breakfast. You can really feel that LSD push you out the corners, and boy oh boy, I wouldn't like to imagine what this would be like around a track. This is an absolute weapon. And I must say, for a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, it doesn't sound bad. I don't know if you can hear that, the induction sound. There, really nice. I do quite like that. But it's got an upgraded Miltech Sports exhaust. Christ, that's the third car in a row. Yeah, Miltech, some nice advertising for you there. Anyway, it has a titanium exhaust as standard. Would I have kept the titanium? Possibly so. Because it's just nice to keep a car like this original. But mind you, having said that, exhaust is definitely a worthy upgrade. Even from the outside, it does look something special. And even to the brakes are completely different to the R26. It's got bigger discs. The suspension setup is also different. It's actually more forgiving than the R26 because it's lighter, doesn't need to be firm. Everything's been thought about and upgraded, if needed, by Renault. And even from the front, you get this red and white theme going throughout with the R26 badge. It does look good, and I really, really, really do like the fact that you get a load of exposed carbon fibre, because it just really annoys me when manufacturers paint over it. So on the inside you get these 6-point Sabelt racing seats and the carbon backed. Looks mega. But to be fair, don't expect to be driving to work in it and back because it's not the most comfortable of things. But oh, my legs are aching, I just want to stretch them out. But this is proper focused car. And as a weekend toy, I don't think there's anything better. Practicality wise, well, you'll be alright there because you've got no rear seats. You can definitely do the shopping in one of these. But yeah, it's getting hot in here now, I must admit. But one last time, let's chuck it round some corners. Yeah, the more I give it, it just reacts normally. It just gets better and better. And the gear change really good, really fluid. And the sense of feeling you get from the steering wheel is mega. It's probably one of the best cars I've ever driven, I must admit. The Megane that will never fail to disappoint, and one that I highly, highly respect. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on the R26R. This weekend we'll be back on your screens again for a tribute to Morgan Motor Company. Please like and subscribe and see you soon. Thank you and goodbye.